Never chase, never text, never explain, watch what happens next. Stoicism. There comes a moment in life when you realize that constantly chasing people, constantly explaining yourself, and constantly trying to prove your worth is exhausting. Many people live their entire lives in that cycle. They chase attention, chase validation, chase approval, and when they don't get it, they feel small. But Stoic philosophy teaches something powerful. Your value does not increase when someone notices you, and it does not decrease when someone ignores you. The moment you stop chasing is the moment your life begins to change in ways you never expected. Most people think chasing shows effort, but in reality, chasing often shows fear. Fear of losing people, fear of being misunderstood, fear of being alone. When you adopt a Stoic mindset, you begin to see that fear clearly. Instead of reacting emotionally, you observe it. And when you observe it, you gain control over it suddenly. You realize that your peace is more valuable than someone else's approval. That is when real power begins. When you stop chasing people, something interesting happens. The energy you used to give away comes back to you. You start focusing on your goals, your growth, your discipline, and your purpose. People begin to notice the difference. Not because you tried to impress them, but because calm confidence attracts attention more than desperation ever could. Many people don't understand this at first. They think silence means weakness. They think stepping back means you lost interest or you gave up, but Stoicism teaches that silence can be a form of strength. Not every situation deserves your reaction. Not every misunderstanding deserves your explanation. Not every distance needs you to close the gap. Imagine what happens when you stop sending messages just to keep someone's attention. At first, it feels uncomfortable. You might feel the urge to reach out, to ask questions, to explain your intentions again and again. But if someone truly values you, they will notice your absence. They will realize your presence was never something ordinary. This is where your transformation begins. Instead of being available for everyone all the time, you become selective with your time and energy. Your life becomes quieter, but stronger. You begin to understand something many people learn too late. The people who truly respect you are the ones who never required you to chase them in the first place. There is a quiet confidence that grows when you stop explaining yourself. People who constantly explain themselves often feel misunderstood. They want everyone to see their intentions clearly. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to understand you. Some people will misinterpret you no matter how carefully you speak. Stoicism teaches us to accept this reality without frustration. The Stoics believed that we should focus only on what is within our control. Your character is within your control. Your actions are within your control. But how people interpret you is not. Once you accept this, your mind becomes lighter. When you stop over-explaining, you also begin to notice something surprising. The people who truly care about you don't require constant explanations. They trust your character, they trust your actions, and they understand your silence. Another powerful shift happens when you stop chasing. Respect begins to grow. Not forced respect, but natural respect. People start to realize that you are not easily controlled by attention or validation. And in a world where many people depend on approval, that kind of independence stands out. Think about it carefully. The strongest individuals you know are often the calmest ones. They don't argue with everyone. They don't try to win every conversation. They don't feel the need to prove their worth every day. They simply live according to their values. This is exactly what Stoicism encourages. Living according to your values rather than reacting to the opinions of others. When you stop texting first all the time, it also reveals something important about the people around you. It shows you who truly wants to stay connected and who was only responding out of convenience. This realization can feel painful at first, but it is also freeing. Because once you see the truth clearly, you can invest your time in the people who genuinely appreciate you. Many viewers watching this video may recognize themselves in this situation. Maybe you were always the one trying to keep friendships alive. Maybe you were always the one explaining misunderstandings. Maybe you were the one chasing people who slowly drifted away. But what if that phase of your life was simply preparing you for a stronger mindset? What if the lesson was not about losing people, but about discovering your own value? Stoicism teaches that every challenge in life is an opportunity to strengthen your character. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "What can this teach me?" And this mindset changes everything. When you stop chasing, you also start building self-respect. Self-respect is not something people give you. It is something you create through your decisions. Every time you choose peace over desperation, discipline over impulse, and silence over unnecessary explanation, you strengthen that respect within yourself. And once you develop that inner respect, you no longer feel the need to convince people to stay in your life. One of the most powerful things you will notice after adopting this mindset is emotional stability. Your mood will no longer depend on whether someone replied to your message or not. Your day will no longer be ruined by someone's opinion. Instead, your focus shifts to your own growth. This is where your life begins to transform quietly. You start reading more, thinking deeper, improving your habits, building discipline, taking care of your mind and your body. And slowly, your energy becomes different from the people around you. People can sense that change, not because you announced it, but because calm strength always speaks for itself. Another truth many people discover when they stop chasing is that the right people naturally move closer. When you stop trying to force connections, the relationships that remain become more authentic. There is less pressure, less confusion, and more mutual respect. Stoicism teaches us that life is not about controlling people, but about controlling ourselves. And once you master that, everything begins to fall into place. At this point in the video, if you are learning something valuable, take a moment to support the channel. Subscribe to this channel so you can receive more Stoic wisdom that will strengthen your mindset, improve your discipline, and help you navigate life with clarity and confidence. Your support helps this message reach more people who need it. Let's continue. There is another powerful reason why Stoics avoid chasing people. Energy is limited. Every day you have a certain amount of focus, time, and emotional energy. If you spend it trying to convince people to value you, you will have very little left to build your life. But when you redirect that energy toward your goals, everything changes. Your career improves, your habits improve, your confidence grows, and the most surprising part is that people begin to notice you more when you are not trying to get their attention. This is the paradox many people never understand. Chasing pushes people away, but self-mastery attracts them. However, this mindset is not about ignoring people or becoming cold. Stoicism is not about arrogance or pride. It is about balance. It is about understanding your worth without needing constant validation. You still treat people with respect. You still show kindness, but you no longer beg for attention or chase approval. You simply move forward with purpose. And that is incredibly powerful. There will be moments when you feel tempted to go back to your old habits. Moments when you want to explain yourself again, defend yourself again, or chase someone who is pulling away. But this is where discipline matters. Each time you resist that urge, you become stronger. Each time you choose silence instead of reaction, you gain control over your emotions. Each time you focus on your growth instead of someone's attention, you move closer to the life you truly want. Over time, this mindset transforms how people see you. They begin to see someone who is calm under pressure, someone who does not react emotionally to every situation, someone who values their time and energy. And in today's world, that kind of person stands out. If you continue applying these Stoic principles, you will notice a shift not only in your relationships, but in your confidence. You will walk differently, speak differently, think differently, not because you are trying to impress anyone, but because you have learned something powerful. Your peace is your responsibility. And once you protect that peace, your life becomes clearer. Many people spend years chasing attention before they realize this simple truth. The right people don't need to be chased. The right opportunities don't require desperation. And the right path does not require constant explanation. It simply requires consistency, patience, and inner strength. This is the Stoic way. If you have made it this far into the video, it means you are someone who wants to grow, improve, and build a stronger mindset. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss videos like this. Each video is designed to help you develop discipline, confidence, and a powerful Stoic perspective on life. And remember this: stop chasing, stop over-texting. Stop explaining yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. Instead, focus on becoming the strongest version of yourself. When you do this, watch what happens next. Your peace increases, your confidence grows, your circle becomes more genuine, and your life begins to move in a direction that feels powerful and meaningful. This is the transformation most people never expect, but once it starts, you will never want to go back. As you continue practicing this mindset, you begin to notice something that most people overlook. The world starts responding differently to you when you are no longer trying to force outcomes. Instead of rushing into every situation, you observe more. You listen more. You move with intention instead of emotion. This is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop. Many people today are reacting to everything instantly. A message comes in, and they respond immediately. Someone says something online, and they rush to defend themselves. But Stoicism teaches patience and emotional control. When you pause before reacting, you give yourself power over the situation rather than letting the situation control you. The interesting thing about not chasing is that it reveals people's true intentions. When you stop doing all the effort in a relationship, the balance becomes clear. Some people will step forward and show they genuinely value you. Others will slowly disappear. At first, this realization can feel uncomfortable, but it is also incredibly liberating. Because now you are no longer surrounded by people who only stayed because you were the one holding everything together. This stage of growth is where many people begin to feel a deep sense of peace. Not the temporary peace that depends on someone replying to your message, but a stable peace that comes from within. You wake up feeling more focused. Your mind is less cluttered with unnecessary thoughts about who is ignoring you or who misunderstood you. Instead, you start asking better questions. How can I improve myself today? What habits will move my life forward? What kind of person am I becoming? These questions shift your attention from other people's approval to your own progress. And that is where real transformation happens. One of the most surprising things you will notice after adopting this Stoic mindset is how much time you actually gain. When you are not constantly checking your phone, wondering who replied or who didn't, you free up mental space. That mental space becomes fuel for growth. You begin to invest more energy into learning new skills. You become more productive. Your focus sharpens. Instead of wasting hours in emotional conversations that go nowhere, you spend those hours building something meaningful in your life. And over time, this consistency begins to show. People will start asking what changed about you. They will notice your calmness. They will notice your discipline. They will notice that you no longer react the way you used to, but here is the interesting part. You didn't change to impress them. You changed to improve yourself. That difference matters. When change comes from within, it lasts much longer. Another lesson Stoicism teaches is that your value should never depend on how often someone reaches out to you. Many people unknowingly tie their self-worth to attention. If someone texts them, they feel important. If someone ignores them, they feel rejected. But this mindset gives too much power to other people. When you stop chasing, you take that power back. You start understanding that your life is bigger than someone's temporary interest or lack of interest. Your purpose is greater than waiting for someone to notice you. This realization is incredibly empowering. It is also the moment when you start building emotional independence. Emotional independence does not mean you stop caring about people. It simply means your happiness is no longer controlled by them. You appreciate people who value you, but you do not chase people who don't. This balance is what makes a person strong. Another powerful thing happens when you stop explaining yourself all the time. You become more comfortable with being misunderstood. That may sound strange at first, but it is actually a sign of maturity. Not everyone will see your vision. Not everyone will understand your decisions. Not everyone will agree with your path. And that is okay. Stoicism reminds us that we are not here to be approved by everyone. We are here to live according to our principles. Once you accept this truth, life becomes much simpler. Instead of trying to correct every misunderstanding, you focus on living with integrity. Over time, the people who truly understand you will stay, and the ones who don't were never meant to walk that journey with you. This is one of the most freeing realizations you can have. Many viewers watching this video may feel like they are currently in a phase where people are drifting away from their lives. If that is happening to you, it does not necessarily mean something is wrong. Sometimes, growth requires distance. Sometimes, the person you are becoming is no longer compatible with certain environments or certain relationships. And that is a natural part of life. Stoic thinkers believed that everything in life changes, including people, circumstances, and opportunities. When you accept change instead of resisting it, you suffer less. So instead of chasing people who are leaving, ask yourself an important question. Is this making space for something better? Often, the answer is yes. When you step into a mindset where you no longer chase attention, you also become more selective about who you allow into your life. You start paying attention to character rather than charm. You notice consistency rather than empty words. This awareness protects your energy. Because not everyone deserves access to your time, your focus, and your emotional investment. And when you protect your energy, your life becomes more stable. You will also notice something interesting about confidence during this journey. Real confidence is quiet. It does not need to announce itself. It does not need to prove itself constantly. It simply exists. When you stop chasing and stop over-explaining, your confidence begins to develop naturally. Not because you practiced pretending to be confident, but because you built a stronger relationship with yourself. That relationship is the foundation of everything. When you trust yourself, you stop seeking constant reassurance from others. When you respect yourself, you stop tolerating situations that drain your peace. When you understand yourself, You stop trying to fit into places where you don't belong. And these changes slowly reshape your life. At this point, if this message is helping you think differently, make sure you support this channel by subscribing. This channel is dedicated to helping you build a stronger mindset, a disciplined lifestyle, and a calm Stoic perspective in a noisy world. Subscribing helps this message reach more people who need it. Now let's continue deeper into this idea. There is a moment in every person's journey when they realize that chasing people was never the solution. It was just a habit formed from fear, loneliness, or uncertainty. But once you start focusing on growth instead of attention, your priorities shift. Your goals become clearer. Your daily actions become more intentional. Your standards become higher, and gradually, your environment begins to change as well. You start attracting people who think similarly, people who respect boundaries, people who value peace and discipline instead of drama and chaos. This kind of circle is rare, but incredibly powerful. Another unexpected benefit of not chasing people is that you learn patience. In today's world, everything feels urgent. Messages, replies, validation, success. Everyone wants things instantly, but Stoicism reminds us that meaningful growth takes time. The strongest trees do not grow overnight. The strongest minds are not built in a day. And the strongest character develops slowly through experience and discipline. So when you stop chasing quick attention, you begin building long-term strength. And that strength will serve you for the rest of your life. There will be moments when people test your patience. Moments when someone expects you to react emotionally. Moments when someone tries to pull you back into old patterns. But this is where your Stoic mindset becomes your shield. Instead of reacting instantly, you pause. Instead of explaining yourself repeatedly, you stay calm. Instead of chasing approval, you stay focused on your path. This is the moment where many people start realizing something powerful about you. You are no longer easily controlled by emotions. And that changes how people treat you. Respect grows when people see that you are grounded, calm, and focused. Not perfect, but disciplined. Not cold, but balanced. Not distant, but self-aware. And this balance is rare in today's world. Another important lesson here is learning to be comfortable alone. Many people chase others because they are afraid of solitude. They feel like being alone means something is wrong. But Stoicism teaches that solitude can actually strengthen your mind. When you spend time alone, you begin to understand yourself better. Your thoughts become clearer. Your goals become stronger. Your decisions become more intentional. Instead of being influenced by everyone around you, you develop your own perspective. This is a powerful stage of personal growth. It is during these quiet moments that people often build the strongest versions of themselves. And once you become comfortable with solitude, you stop chasing people out of fear. You choose people based on alignment, not loneliness. That difference can change your entire life. As your mindset continues to evolve, you will start noticing fewer emotional ups and downs. Situations that used to bother you will no longer have the same effect. Things that once drained your energy will now seem small and unimportant. This emotional stability is one of the greatest rewards of practicing Stoicism. You are no longer reacting to everything. You are choosing your responses carefully. And that gives you control over your life. If you continue living this way, something remarkable begins to happen over time. Your life becomes simpler, not necessarily easier, but clearer. You understand what matters and what doesn't. You invest your energy wisely. You protect your peace. And you move forward with purpose. This is the power of never chasing, never over-texting, and never explaining yourself unnecessarily. And if you keep applying these principles, Watch what happens next. Your confidence will grow quietly. Your focus will become sharper. Your circle will become stronger. And your life will start aligning with the person you are becoming. If you made it this far, you are part of a small group of people who are serious about growth and self-mastery. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to continue learning powerful Stoic lessons that can transform the way you think, live, and approach challenges in life. More wisdom and powerful insights are coming in the next videos.